Hi, my name is Tiffany Bitts. I am the sister of Navy SEAL Danny Dietz Jr., and I'm here today to take you for a walk through some of my brother's personal belongings, ranging from his high school diploma from Heritage High School to some of the items that he actually used while on his deployments. But the greatest honor of all that we have in here is his Navy Cross that he was most recently awarded for his bravery and courage while he was on his last mission. And it's just a wonderful honor that he is able to have on this special day.
Today is Veterans Day, a day many people don't give a second thought. If they do, it may be for them just another holiday, another parade, another brief story about old soldiers on the news. However, the day has much more significance for me and you, if only we would stop and take notice. Veterans Day marks the anniversary of the formal ending of fighting in World War I. The original holiday was known as Armistice Day, which commemorates the anniversary of the 1918 Armistice Treaty signing that ended the war on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. In the Littleton community, there are many veterans with important memories to share, memories not only of courageous actions, but of military and personal sacrifices as well.
Freedom isn't free, and we all have to sacrifice in one way or the other.
Sacrifice is having to give up something for a greater cause. Us as a family, we had to give up sacrifice seeing our brother's son during holidays, birthdays. Same goes for the family. We had to be away from our loved one at that time, and that's probably the biggest sacrifice for us, is that we didn't get to see him very often. We didn't get to see our brother very often, our son.
Obviously, I miss my family the most. I have 5.5-year-old twins and now a 9-month-old as well, and between the two tours in Iraq, I have literally missed half their lives so far. And it also put an incredible burden on my family, but fortunately, or my wife especially, because I wasn't there for a lot of events and a lot of holidays and times. Fortunately, her parents are here and her brother is here, and we have blessed with a lot of great neighbors who helped out as well. But that's certainly what I missed the most.
Sure, I missed my family. I did, but you know, we were so busy that you kind of forget that after a while. It doesn't prey on your mind. I think you miss it at Christmas time, you know, most of all.
Other things I missed: the first tour in Iraq, I got there in March, and ice cream didn't show up until September, so missed Baskin-Robbins quite a bit. But on my second tour back in Iraq this time, we now have Baskin-Robbins ice cream in the mess hall, so life is good.
Being away from home, from family, at the time I thought it was great, but the more I thought about it after I got home, I thought, you know, I missed out on a lot of good things that were going on with my family. And I was an only child. But my parents went through some difficult times physically for them, and I wasn't there to support them.
Everyone in my unit came home. Many of them came home different. I think we all came home different. Some of them came home with Purple Hearts, but everyone came home. Unfortunately, a lot of the Iraqis that we worked with can't say the same for them. We had several friends that were assassinated or otherwise killed in some of the violence that's going on, but they want freedom because they are dying by the hundreds in some cases.
Well, I almost had to give up my life. Crossing the Rhine, when I went down, I thought for sure that day that this was it. I said, I went down and I thought, God, is this all there is, to die the death of a soldier?
Each year we're losing about 100 people out of the group that have passed away. and consequently our reunions are getting a lot smaller.
We had the fewest casualties in our battalion. That's 4 rifle companies. And we took the most prisoners. E Company, our company on our left, set a couple of records too. They had the most casualties and the fewest prisoners. They had 50% casualties in one night.
They don't have the comforts of home anymore. But the cause that they're serving goes way above that. And your sacrifice is no sacrifice at all.
Whether large or small, all veterans made sacrifices in order to serve our country. While many veterans missed the comforts of home, others risked losing their very lives. Most of us, as teenagers, could never imagine the dangers that the veterans faced. Whether it was World War II or the current war in Iraq, Littleton veterans have many courageous stories to share that should never be forgotten.
Danny and one of his teammates was picked to go with a SEAL team that was already in Afghanistan. It was a top secret mission, and they were doing a 4-man reconnaissance team in the Kunar province in Afghanistan, which is on the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan. Something big was happening. We don't know exactly what was happening, but they completed their mission, and on their way back they were ambushed, and they fought very, very hard to save one another.
The lieutenant of the team couldn't get a signal on his radio, so he sent my brother, the communicator, up on the hill, which was closer to enemy lines, to call for help. And while up there, my brother faced numerous casualties, and he had to just fall back and continue fighting, and they had no choice. And that's the courage that they had. They knew they were in a fatal situation. I think all 4 of the men knew that there was a great chance that they would not make it out. But they kept fighting and did everything they could to, try and save one another so that somebody could make it out.
About 80 out of our, over the period that I was there anyhow, being shot down, some of them in aircraft accidents, some of them having to bail out, parachute opening, maybe yes or no. And I know we lost one fellow that was a good friend of mine in the North Sea. He went down in the North Sea. They never found him.
We made one mission to northern Italy, and the signal was they were going to send up a smoke signal to show us where they were. Well, when they sent up the smoke signal, there was a cloud cover, and the smoke traveled horizontally underneath the cloud cover. And when it came up through the clouds where a break happened, we dropped the bombs. And it so happened that we wiped out the whole division. And they were our troops. So they decided that this was not a practical way to do this. And consequently, we didn't fly any more missions like that.
Early in the morning, we were sent down to the river and carried our boats and got into the river, and about halfway across the river, our boat disappeared. And we're all in the river there for quite a while. I had an automatic rifle, 200 rounds of ammunition, and a backpack all strapped to a belt. And when I got down to the bottom of the river, I stood there and unbuckled that belt, and the ammunition was heavy enough that it all dropped off. I dropped the rifle, and I bobbed up to the surface because there was enough air in my field jacket to sort of buoy me up. And fortunately, right above me was a boat.